a question from Brett Hilbrand, and then please raise your hand if you'd like a question after that. Thank you.
Obviously, it's a tough way to finish the game, but it is a result on the road. What do you kind of think of the overall performance of the 90 and then what you got from both Lucas and Cucho?
Yeah, it's a game where I don't quite know how to feel, to be honest with you. There were a lot of good things. Obviously, you mentioned one of them, the impact of Cucho and Lucas for 2 goals. That's a real positive. Obviously, we're trying to build chemistry. We're trying to build fitness with Cucho, and I thought those 2 guys were excellent coming in the second half. And in a lot of ways, we scored those 2 goals kind of out of nowhere. Those 2 guys, deserve a lot of the credit for scoring those goals. So that's the bright spot. But if I'm honest, I just think it was kind of a sloppy game, and I didn't think we got good performances across the board. Yes, when the dust settles, it's a draw. Yes, we're 7 unbeaten and on the road 5 unbeaten, whatever it is. But we didn't, for me, play well enough, and yeah, we could have gotten out of there with the 3 points, but there's a lot to improve on from this game. And, I was disappointed with the consistency from building off last game, second half. I want to see a group that's consistent. I want to see performances that are consistent. And I just thought individually it was too sloppy on the ball, and didn't think, late in the game we did the right things to kind of see the game out. And that's disappointing when we have our nose in front on the road. And so we have to learn from it, put it behind us. And, it's very important that we don't just chalk it up to, it's a point on the road, because we have to be better. And we have to also put it behind us quickly, because we've got 3 days, and then we've got a very important derby game on Sunday at home. It's the first time all year that we've had 2 home games in a row. So a lot of road games. We've been grinding points, results, but we have to play better than we did tonight.
Thanks, Brett. We'll go Jacob and then Thomas. And if you'd like a question after Thomas, please raise your hand. Go ahead, Jacob.
Caleb, after you guys give up that goal for the game to go tied 1-1, and almost immediately this kind of switch went off, it seemed, in Lucas and Cucho, and how he just, we had kind of talked about earlier in the year, you needed a guy that just kind of gets to those hard places and gets to the ball. How impressed were you with that sequence?
Yeah, again, just those 2 linking up. They've only played together, 70 minutes? 60. So chemistry starting to build with those 2. Cucho with 3 goals, three goals in different ways. It's great to see. But I'm looking at the team, I'm looking at performance, I'm looking at other individuals as well, and we got to learn from this game. There's a lot to look at, and then we got to put it behind us, and got a massive game on Sunday.
How do you feel you guys could have managed those last 10 minutes or so? A few times you could hear yourself on the broadcast kind of yelling to hold the ball a bit. Was that one of, I guess, a couple things you think could have gone better?
Yeah, just very careless giveaways, very sloppy. If we keep the ball, that game just shortens and gets chewed up, and, we're out of there with no danger. But we just start giving the ball away, forcing it forward, kicking in the corners. It just wasn't a lot of composure. We had to take D out because he was starting to cramp. We were worried about him. So yeah, that's a factor. We have some other guys in, but for me, it's no matter who's in the game, we have to do a better job of just keeping the ball and making better decisions, because there were a couple times too where we could have gone the corners. We tried to force a shot, at 2-1, you're trying to get the 3-1, but really what you need to do is just kill the game. And I also thought in the low block, we just, weren't comfortable. So again, obviously Jonah is our captain, and, he's massive in the box for us. So, there's certainly a feeling that, with him not in there, that it wasn't quite as good, but, I expect whoever plays to perform. And yeah, I just think for me, it was probably a fair result, the draw. I hate to say it, but, it was probably a fair result because I think we invited too much pressure by giving the ball away, and, just sloppy in the box too, just instead of clearing our lines. If you watch the last goal, and there's so many things we could have done better.
Thanks, Jacob. We'll go to Thomas. Jacob, if you'd like a question after Thomas, feel free to go ahead. If anyone else likes a question, please raise your hand now. Thanks. Go ahead, Thomas.
Thanks for your time, Coach. I appreciate it. You already mentioned that you felt like this was a deserved draw just with, how the game went for the Crew, even with that late goal. Not blaming the situation, but what did you think of the VAR review on Jaleel being pulled down in the box? Did you agree with that call, or what were you thinking on that?
We didn't give away the game because of that.
Right.
That's all I'll say. So, I think they're both fouling each other. I think at the end of the day, I would say that we should have cleared the ball out. We shouldn't even have had the corner. We shouldn't have been in a situation where we're defending corner on the last play. So, and I think we could have marked better on that goal. We could have marked better. When you look at it, is it a foul? Maybe, but I think in general, if we mark better on that play, then we're not even talking about that.
And follow-up question, later on in the match, whenever Josh was in the box, kind of uncharacteristically, a spat kind of happened. Did he share what happened or what made him, kind of go after the DC player there, or what the DC player said to him?
I have no
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
No idea. It's normal little scuffle, that breaks out in a game where, guys get into it and are pushing and shoving on set pieces.
Thank you.
Jacob, we'll go with you. Last question.
Yeah, Caleb, certainly a sour note when you end this kind of 4 road games and 5 games overall, but you get 8 points out of those. So I guess kind of sum up, when you look at, you only had Cucho for a couple of those games. Did you kind of see your team at least grow over these 4 games, even if this game at times was a disappointment?
Yeah, I think, again, that's why I don't know quite how to feel, because, we're getting points on the road. This was definitely our toughest stretch of the year. Loved the 2 goals we scored. Just, yeah, if my standards are high, which they are, individually and collectively, I just think we didn't play as well as we should have. So for me, that's what makes me feel the way I'm feeling right now, is I think we need better performances out of guys, and guys coming into the game as well. So we'll look at the film, we'll put it behind us, and yes, probably feel a little bit better a day from now, 2 days from now. It's not a loss, it's on the road. But we need points, we need points, and we need to play well. That's the biggest thing. And so those 2 things weren't what we wanted today.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Coach.
Caleb.